Hello again and welcome back to another one, and a new Eminem narrative just dropped, perhaps the wildest one yet, as we can now see Eminem and Deadbeat Dad in the same sentence on platforms like X, formerly known as Twitter. And you know the timing is impeccable, because just a few days ago we got to hear from 50 Cent about what it was like when he attended Hailey's wedding, and 50 Cent went to town on how Eminem skipped on $1 gazillion to spend more time with his kids. You can't make this ish up, and we'll get to more on this in a moment. And today we also have more on the Travis Scott billboard drama after Travis Scott recently nicked the biggest hip-hop opening of 2024 title from Eminem, and as you'd see, that wasn't enough for his team, as they are out here accusing Sabrina Carpenter of chart manipulation. And this is hilarious coming from a Travis Scott rep, knowing what we know about Travis Scott's career since Astroworld. And we also have more on Big Sean's new album, which we'll get to later. And we have a lot to unpack in this one today. We even got more on Kendrick Lamar post-Drake battle, so be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy content like this, and stick around as we got a lot more in store in this video today. And starting with female rappers in 2024, we got an update a few hours ago about the top-selling female rappers in the United States in 2024 so far, and the timing of this report could be classified as bait, seeing as Billboard R&B Hip Hop Power Players 2024 just gave Megan Thee Stallion Artist of the Year, and their report goes, best-selling female rappers in 2024 so far by total units United States. And top 5 goes Nicki, Doja Cat, Megan, Sexy Red, and Glorilla. And while the debates were on, a Nicki Minaj snippet from a livestream went viral where she got cooked. To be honest, the trolls got to her.
Who you calling Hulk Hogan? Motherfucker, fuck. You know what? Blocking your ass, motherfucker. Blocking your ass. Hulk Hogan? Oh, you jokes. Hunty. Hulk Hogan? Hulk blocking. I'm talking about some Hulk Hogan.
Come on, man.
And moving on, a few days ago we covered the story of the heated chart battle of the bundles between Travis Scott and Sabrina Carpenter for that #1 spot on Billboard. And like we covered, Travis Scott ended up losing. However, he still nicked that #1 rap record from Eminem in 2024. But apparently, Travis Scott's team are now accusing Sabrina Carpenter's team of chart manipulation. Check out Rolling Stone's report on this. Travis Scott's team is disputing the recent placement of his mixtape Days Before Rodeo behind Sabrina Carpenter's Short and Sweet on the Billboard 200, calling Billboard Illuminate's sales measurements unreliable and incomplete. They allege that nearly 1,300 units sold ahead of the cutoff were not counted towards the first week sales, and this was the segment from the letter that got fans rolling on social media. This was never about Travis versus Sabrina. It is about the integrity of the process and the questionable tactics used in US charting. A rep for Travis Scott tells Rolling Stone this could happen to any artist, and the irony at play here makes The Legend of Zelda look like an unplayable mess, as Travis Scott has employed questionable tactics since Astroworld to inflate his first week numbers. In fact, this is what started the whole clash between Nicki Minaj and Travis Scott, when Travis used questionable tactics to block Queen from going #1. The only problem is, this time around, the questionable tactics employed failed to get the mixtape to go #1. So it is now a problem because he lost the #1 spot when someone else decided to play along. And users are going off in reaction to the audacity of Travis Scott's team to cry about this. Oh, so now you understand how Nicki Minaj felt, lol. And it got worse for Travis Scott because second week numbers have now exposed who was guilty of master chart manipulation just last week. Check this out. According to Hits Daily Double, Travis Scott's Days Before Rodeo is headed for the biggest drop on the Billboard 200 in modern history, down 92% in its second week. This is why people like Joe Budden claimed they don't believe the numbers for a second, because it moved 361,000 last week and now it's down to 29,000, and the fact that his rep was out here complaining to the media got some hollering. He has the audacity to cry fraudulence when he clearly had the most fraudulent sales week of all time. Laughing emojis. This is why we already pointed out in previous videos on this that if anyone wants to cry about getting robbed, it is actually Eminem getting robbed by the most inorganic sales week of modern chart history. The 92% drop-off in the second week is the smoking gun, and with a historic drop-off like this, his team gotta be shameless to still go ahead and cry about fraudulence, and I'll be looking forward to your thoughts on this. And moving on, sadly, Big Sean's album turned out to be a commercial flop, as final projections show that it is set to open with sales of 22,000 first week. His last studio album, Detroit 2, did 103,000 first week, but that was his final album under Good Music. But rather than accept that the numbers are lower than expected, it is interesting to see some users go off on social media with takes like, "Nothing happened. His career started in 2007. It is 2024. Nobody in rap has produced their peak or near peak commercial success 17 years later into their career." Of course, this is factually incorrect. Most of us are fans of Big Sean, but we ain't gotta lie. And check this out, for instance. Not disagreeing with the post, nor am I making fun of Big Sean here. I'd just like to point out, this was Eminem in year 17 of his career. Eminem is an extreme example, but remember, the user claimed that nobody in rap has done well or come close to their peak 17 years later, which is factually incorrect. 22,000 is extremely low for Big Sean, end of story. I mean, even Nas, who isn't exactly known to do astronomical numbers, 18 years after Illmatic dropped, did 149,000 first week with Life is Good. And Nas's first album, quote, fully independent on the mass appeal, King's Disease, did 47,000 first week, 26 years after Illmatic. So like we already pointed out, we don't have to lie to get a point across. It is fine to admit it did lower than expected for a rapper like Big Sean. And moving on, we got to hear from Games manager Wack 100, who recently argued that Kendrick Lamar is failing to capitalize on the momentum he had from defeating Drake. He believes the longer it takes to drop something, the more people lose interest. Check out a snippet from Twitter Spaces.
Fucking November, December, and think he gonna ride the wave from April, May. That don't work like that now. Too many people gonna get shot. A nigga gonna have an overdose. This nigga over here gonna get out of jail. They gonna totally forget about what the fuck happened 7-8 months ago. You're not gonna have the attention of the people, bro.
Right. So, yo, Hundo, as your management perspective and how you move as a manager, that's how you would have pushed that bag?
Yeah, unless someone had to come
what
out,
would you
bro.
would have did?
Something would have had to come out to ride the wave. Something.
Who's managing Kendrick, though, to tell him not to drop?
No, I'm asking Wack as from his management.
No, if he would have been, if he'd have still been up under
something like the game,
if he'd have been up under TDE, Top Dog something would have came out. Nigga, that's the fact. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Something would have came out. Something would have came out if he'd have been up under that.
But what are your thoughts? Do you agree with his argument? As Kendrick fans have hit back with, Kendrick supersedes a buzz. Everybody knows that. He is Kendrick Lamar. And more, Kendrick can never lose momentum, no matter how long he waits. He has literally proved that his whole career. What the F is Wack talking about? And moving on, speaking on Kendrick, there are hip-hop fans hell-bent on debating a fictional battle between Kendrick and Eminem, and thanks to these discussions, we got to see some of the effects of Somebody Save Me from those who misunderstood the entire concept of the song, as now we got Eminem and Deadbeat Dad in the same sentence. Check this out, for instance. People forget Eminem was a junkie and deadbeat to his daughter Haley for years. What could Eminem even say about Kendrick? And boy, so many wrongs in a single tweet. It is actually impressive in a weird way. Because one, I don't think anyone who ever heard about Eminem forgot that he was a junkie. And two, Eminem and deadbeat dad in the same sentence has gotta be a new milestone. Perhaps the definition of a deadbeat has changed, because it used to mean an absentee father who neglects his children and never pays child support to the involved parent. And while some users were going to town on this user, the post also received hundreds of likes, and the timing of this narrative couldn't be better, as 50 Cent did a recent interview about attending Hailey's wedding that puts this to bed for those who don't know the meaning of a deadbeat dad. And from Oat Living magazine, 50 Cent revealed, "I wish I had a daughter. I do. I wish I had a daughter. I wish I had the father-daughter relationship. For female children, their dad is the first man they fall in love with. Male children go with their mom. I'm a mama's boy myself." And speaking on Hailey's wedding, he added, "It was unbelievable, the wildest thing for me, period. I was like, yo bro, this is crazy. We are getting old. Your baby is grown. What the F is going on?" I was having a moment myself over there. I told M. He said it was okay to cry because I'm crying. I couldn't believe it went that fast. And 50 expanded on how he tried to get Eminem on tour when Hailey was growing up. That was the difference between my experience and M's. I could always go out on the road, but with Hailey, it was different. Like if she's looking at you and she doesn't want you to leave, and you go, "No, I got work," and she says, "But really, do you have to go?" Okay, maybe I don't have to go. If that was the case, things might have changed for me. And speaking on Eminem declining millions of dollars to spend more time with his kids, 50 added, "M was saying that he didn't want to go everywhere in the world where I went. I would say to him that people would pay $1 gazillion to see us on tour together, all kinds of money to see him perform, and he still did not care about that because the most expensive thing that we have is time, and he was conscious of being there for Hailey growing up. And now that she's grown," 50 Cent added, "we should be on the run now. The kids are grown." So you see, saying Eminem was a junkie is not something anyone forgot about, but calling him a deadbeat, unless the definition has changed, unless your dad managed to spend 24 hours with you, all while he brought home that generational wealth, like come on, what are we doing? And as you saw, at least for 50 Cent, Eminem is the model for that father-daughter relationship. And he's out here wishing he had a daughter to experience this. But give it up to ex-users to try to win a debate by creating new narratives. But over to you guys. Share your thoughts below. Thanks for watching and see you on the next one.